Hey, how's it going tonight, y'all? So, the scripture we're going to be talking about tonight is Job 25 through 27. So, Job, as a piece of literature, is one of 3 books of the Bible that are referred to as wisdom literature. I want y'all to keep this in mind while you're reading through Job, that Job is meant to state a lot of questions, to get the reader to think. It gives us a lot of wisdom, but it also gives us a lot of things to think about throughout the book. So we see in Job 25 through 27 a couple of themes. We see the themes of man's righteousness in the eyes of God. We see the themes of God's sovereignty over time and judgment. And we see God's ultimate day of judgment spoken about. We also see it talked about the righteous and what their what is given to them that is left behind by the wicked. So in Job 25, we see Bildad, another one of Job's friends, coming to him and trying to offer Job his thoughts, his perception. He asks the question, how can a mortal man be righteous before God? How can one born of a woman be pure, if even the moon is not bright and the stars not pure in his eyes? Now this is a question, and it is something that we may have a tendency to think a lot of times when we see someone going through suffering or pain or what we would perceive to potentially be judgment, that are they being judged for their sin? How can one be righteous before the eyes of the Lord? And we know, because of what was spoken about earlier in Job, that the Lord had seen Job as righteous, as blameless before men. So in this, we also see Job's response. In Job 26, Job responds asking Bildad where his wisdom came from. By what spirit does he speak? He begins to also speak on the sovereign nature of God in his power, right? That God has the ability to bring judgment, the ability to store up, as it says, he makes the waters store up in the clouds, but the clouds do not burst. That the Lord is who brings rain, that he is sovereign and all-powerful. We see in 27 Job's response to Bildad's belief that he has sinned and is being punished. Job speaks on the ultimate outcome of those who are unrighteous and will find judgment and death. And he speaks on the righteous inheriting the riches of those stored up by the wicked. That one day the wicked will be judged and they will find death. They will find punishment. And that it is the righteous who will inherit those riches. We see in other places in Scripture where it says that the wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous. That if you live a righteous life, that you are who will inherit those riches when the wicked perish. It doesn't always mean it's the case. We see in this very same scripture where Job talks about the Lord withholding justice from him, that the Lord is the ultimate decider of when justice is to be seen. Sometimes we look in our lives and we go, well, why is this wicked person not judged for what they're doing? Job reminds us, though, that even if for a short time the wicked store up wealth, they have power, that God has ultimate power, and just as swiftly, like a thief in the night, the Lord will come to judge, whether it be at the end of someone's days in death, or as we know, one day when the great and ultimate day of the Lord's judgment comes. We can take faith in God's goodness, even when we don't see justice at the time that we expect, that we later see in Job, that Job is given back everything that was taken and more. We can take heart that even though our sufferings may seem a lot right now, that they are temporary, that if we continue to seek and to serve the Lord, that one day justice will be, and that God's mercy will come. Anyways, thank y'all. This is Job 25 through 27. I encourage y'all, if y'all have never read through the whole book of Job, it's a great piece of literature to read through. Has a lot of wisdom, pits a lot of questions that we would all benefit from reading through and thinking on frequently. Anyways, y'all, love y'all. See some of y'all Wednesday, see some of y'all Sunday, and for the ones I don't see, may God bless you and carry you on your way.